Hello, bonjour, guten tag, hola, hi, it's Lottie and welcome to this week's World According to Lottie. And as most of you know, I am back this week. I didn't do a video last week because, I was really ill and I tried to do the video last week but I couldn't do it without coughing mid-sentence. So what I'm going to talk about this week, what I was wanting to talk about last week was Mammothfest. I went to a festival called Mammothfest that took place in Brighton last weekend and it was absolutely brilliant. I arrived on the Friday and checked in, went to my first venue, which was the Haunt, where sadly missed King Leviathan, who I were looking forward to seeing, but Terrorthorn were playing as I arrived and they looked like they were tearing the house down, so then it looked like they had Brighton eating out the palms of their hands. Also Wretched Soul, they were pretty good and they just basically tore the joint down, and my biggest surprise of the night was Onslaught. Now, I'm not the biggest expert on thrash metal, I'm not, still learning about it, but Onslaught blew me away. I was really impressed with them and they were the best. I think well done whoever picked them for headliners for the Friday because they were awesome. And I think Sworn Amongst were there too. Apologise for not catching enough of their set, but I think maybe sort of getting to sort of look around, getting outside for that much needed air and loo breaks, but I'm sure they provided a great set. But onwards to Saturday and Sunday. Well, Saturday was sort of getting to know the layout of where things were. You had the Sticky Mike's bar, which showcased bands for the Terrorizer stage, provided a really good outlet. It provided a really good place for bands to play because, you know, it was sort of like you're in this room and, you know, these bands are playing in the basement. No windows, no lights or anything. It's just the only lights you see are like from the stage and the dim lights from the bar. That's all the lighting there is. So, quote a fellow metalhead, it was like being in a trap from Saw. Particularly when one of the first band I saw of the day was Atonement. He's a one-man death thrash one-man band. I must admit, when I first saw him in Southampton, wasn't particularly taken, but this time seeing that actually, no, he is, whether he didn't have a receptive crowd in Southampton, I don't know, but in Brighton he went down a treat, particularly considering it was first thing in the morning, like, well, to most metalheads, first thing in the morning being first thing in the afternoon, where bows hadn't really been consumed yet and people were enjoying it. So yeah, well done to Atonement for that. Trying to think who else I saw that day. I think the headliners Psychroptic. I saw Syndrome. They were pretty good. I remember that. They were pretty good. Yeah, I've been starting to drink copious amounts of alcohol that day. And so the other two stages were at Green's Door Store and the Prince Albert. And both of those stages showcased some pretty good talent that day. You had Thieves by the Code, As Flames Rise, and The Infernal Sea, who I thought were really good. Yeah, I think the Prince Albert was my favourite stage the whole weekend, particularly in terms of sound and the venue size, and it was ideal. It was just ideal, and if you wanted a break from the bands, you could go downstairs and listen to some cheesy pop, which it was quite funny walking into the Prince Albert and then ABBA's playing on the system and then you're going upstairs for some brutal metal. The contrast is beautiful, no? And Bleed Again did really well in the Green Door Store, there were some really good bands in the Green Door Store. The first one I saw were a band called And. The first thing that caught my attention was the fact they were in black and white checkered morph suits. When you first see them, think, oh no, they're not, because I'm not going to be able to take them seriously. But then seeing they had a really tight sound and kept the audience engaged, I thought, actually, they're really good. I'd only managed to catch the last 2 songs of their set, but I heard from fellow metalheads that they had chicken sounds on their soundtrack and moo cow noises, and I think, okay, no, they're a band I definitely will be looking out for in the future. And going back to Bleed again, they've, you know, really intimate, really great set with a great sound, and they took interaction to a whole new level, like jumping into the crowd, rocking out as they, with their fans, you know, that to me was so beautiful and just illustrated, it was strong. It was a strong reminder of why I love the metal community so much, just that togetherness and that community spirit of things. So yeah, Sunday, gonna go to Sunday now. Vehement played the Sticky Mike's Frog Bar stage, brilliant as always, really beautiful, mystical, but then really brutal pandemonium chaos. So yeah, they did really well. There were some really good bands on because on the Green Door store it was a Doom special. So King Goat played, and they always blow me away. They're one of my favourite Brighton bands. I had my first experience of Sea Bastard. I mean, I know one of their vocalist is the vocalist of Hole in the Sky too, so I hadn't seen his other band before, and yeah, I tell you one thing, Sea Bastard, not for the faint-hearted. It really heavy beats and just, yeah, really hard-hitting beats, but you know, they did really, you know, they got a very receptive crowd and everybody was enjoying it, so they couldn't go wrong there. Slabdragger I really enjoyed, you know, and I enjoyed them to the point where I was worried about them upstaging the headliners Hang the Bastard. Hang the Bastard, brilliant set, awesome set, you know, brilliant ending to the Mammothfest thing. So well done, guys. The Prince Albert provided some treats. Hades Lab. I mean, when I first hear the name, I was kind of thinking, oh, they must be like folk metal, or they must be like black metal. But no, it was like death thrash. But no, they were brilliant. They were really good and sort of. And then after that, Stormcast, it was their first UK appearance. They're from Cyprus, and I've got to say, I think they were my favourite band the whole weekend. Their music is mesmerising, it's beautiful, and they showcased it live. It was fantastic. So yeah, I think Stormcast were my favourite band that weekend. So and I'm hoping they do a performance in the UK again. And I think another band I managed to catch at the Prince Albert stage, Getica. I caught them at Bloodstock and I wasn't too sure, but caught them this time, and they were and it's a weird word to use for a metal band, but they were charming. They had Joker-esque makeup and they had gentlemanly attire, something you wouldn't expect from a metal band, but they did it. And you know, I don't know if I'm ever going to see another band who are doing like pirouettes on stage, like sort of dancing, like properly dancing on stage as they played their guitars and trying to photobomb your photo as you're trying to take a photo of your friends. So I hope to see them again soon, because they were a highlight of my weekend too. But yeah, that was so that's Mammothfest. I tried to summarise it as much as I can, but I gotta say Mammothfest was absolutely incredible. It was such a good experience, and I would really love to do it. I'd really love to come back. And Brighton's such a great place anyway for underground metal and getting metal out there. So yeah, I really enjoyed Mammothfest, and want to say again, well done to Steve Dixon and Rich Ravenhill and the Mammothfest crew for doing such a good job organising it and actually asking me to do press. And so, and there's also, yeah, thank you to Adam, yes Adam, for putting me on, getting me on the press list as well. So yeah, well done to all the Mammothfest crew for doing such a good job organising it. So yeah, that's me. Auf Wiedersehen. Bye bye. Au revoir. I'll see you next week. Alright.